So we're out at Coot Shallows today. Kind of a windy day, winds out of the south. It's been pretty warm for the last few days. Let's see if the fish are active. Always when I come here, there's this little kind of like bat cove here. So there's this kind of channel that goes, and there's kind of the main lake out there, and there's a little pocket back here. For some reason, I just have always liked to start off with this little pocket. Plus, that will be the portion that's more sheltered by the wind right now. So it's probably gonna be the way to go as the wind dies down over the next couple hours. I start off just kind of throwing the swim jig through here. I brought a couple spinner baits. Been seeing some hot action on the YouTubes with the spinner baits, and it's definitely the windy conditions for it. I wish I knew what the water temperatures were. Unfortunately, I do not. My transducer mount is messed up. But if I had to guess, I would say we're probably in the low 50s. Ooh, let's get some bites. Missed it. There's a small fish in there picking it up and putting it down. As I suspected, a small bass. Got that guy on the Ned rig after he wouldn't eat my jigs. At least one more cast into here. Got a lot of bumps in there, so I'm not sure if he was the only one in there. Might have had a couple friends. Oh, just missed one. Feels a tiny bit bigger, maybe. Yeah, about the same size. Here's number 2. So one thing that I've been planning to work on for this year is catching more fish off of the same spot. I think historically, I kind of run down the bank, throw something, generally a moving bait, I catch a fish, and then I assume that that was the only fish in the spot or that it scattered them. But starting to learn, I think, that oftentimes you'll see bass kind of stacked up on each other, especially if it's on a good piece of cover or something. And one of my goals this year is to catch more fish from the same spot. And I just missed another bite there. So there's at least 3 fish on this spot. May or may not be able to actually catch more than 2, but caught 2 fairly quickly, so we'll make a handful more casts at it before we give up. So this, I think this is a Z-Man net head jig, and I believe this is a Robo Worm brand plastic on it. Giving it some slow hops and drags on the bottom. Let it soak a little bit. Here's number 3. And unfortunately, a lot of the bass in this lake are this size. I don't know that I've ever really caught a good fish here, but I've caught a lot of numbers here. Honestly, the fishing's been a little bit rough lately, so I wanted to have a little bit of a rebound from that. So, it's really helping my confidence, putting a few fish in the boat pretty quick here. Okay, just got another bump. Didn't get a hook in him though. Here's number 4. Promise I'll give up this spot of tiny dinky fish here eventually, but for now, like, it's good to get my confidence up early today. Number 5. This is a little bit fatter fish. Still not super large, but it's got a little bit better shape to it. There's a good chance this will get hung up in the sticks there. But, well. Fish number 6, another tiny bass, I think. Alright, I'm going to give this maybe 1 or 2 more fish, and then I'm going to put the Ned rig down for a while, so I can say I've figured out that that's working today. Number 6 or 7, I think. This one's a tiny bit bigger. be a pound, pound and a half. I normally wouldn't weigh a fish so small, but I'm kind of, yeah, there he goes. It's a freaking fish on there already, and I missed it. Hopefully I didn't rip my plastic off. Let's see. I just missed 2 fish. The same fish twice, maybe, I don't know. Oh, came off. Quick release. Ski him over here to us. Alright. Just peed on me a little bit. There he goes. Alright, like I said, we're going to put that away for a little while. See if we can get him to bite a bigger lure. Maybe get a little bit better quality fish. If there's any in here. Oh, I think I just found one. On the swim jig. Not a monster, but he looks monstrous compared to those other ones I was catching. That's a good fish. Pretty good for the ones in here. Put that hook through his lip a couple of times. Let's see, this might be 1 3/4 pounds. I'm going to call it 14 inches. A little over 15, almost 16 inches. Kind of curious what it weighs. I'm gonna, let's say 2 pounds. .91. He was tucked up in there pretty close to the grass. There we go. Little guy on the swim jig. There we go. I'm on the pitching jig. Again, just a little guy, but we're catching him. Small bass on the swim jig. Kind of surprised I was able to set the hook on him. The size of this hook and the size of that fish. Alright, just for the sake of testing the theory. Kind of wanted to get one of these spinner baits going today. Got one on the spinnerbait. Probably 5 casts in. Feeling okay about having this on. Okay, so I guess thanks for coming out with me. That was Coot Shallows. Pretty much the deal. Like I said, there's a lot of small bass in here, so it's a good place to come get your confidence up with some numbers. I did that early today. A lot of fish on the Ned rig, a couple on the swim jig, a couple on a pitching jig, a couple on a, well, one on a spinnerbait. No luck on the deep diving crank or the square bill, although the wind had basically completely died off by the time I got those out. So if I had to do that over again, I'd probably have spent a lot less time back in that kind of backwater bay area catching small fish. I'd probably got out to the main part of that lake and thrown some more aggressive baits and seen what I could do out there. But that's the deal. Thanks for coming along.